SBTC Esports on the red. Looking at the runes, I'm not seeing anything too shocking. I'm quite a fan of the first strike for Glory, being able to leverage the fact that Annie has a ridiculously high auto attack range. I think it's like the third highest of all champions, at base at least.
Could be. I mean, Caitlyn is of course higher. Then it's something like Aphelios with Caliburn. That's like super high range and late game to Stana, but it doesn't really count because he can't have that at level 1. And Annie must be up there. I mean, it is on support. Annie it got nerfed quite a bit, even in the reset time. And yeah, you are looking this up. Also, Zyra has a very huge auto attack range, which is also kind of surprising, as she's like usually harassing with spells, but auto attacks as well. So that's why Zyra is one of the strong lane champions. And yeah, Annie, very high range, can abuse first strike, at least against the Ryze, who is, despite being a very reliable champion, not a very high range mage at least.
By base range, Annie is the second highest in the game after Caitlyn.
Okay.
625 so range on Annie, 650. Aphelios has 550 base. I'm just looking at what extra range it gives.
Calibre should probably
100 bonus. Okay, so with Calibrum, Aphelios matches Caitlyn at 650.
Okay, so Aphelios with Calibrum is higher, but without it he's not. So that makes sense as we addressed that point. With the first hook from Palette not hitting anybody, I was getting kind of worried for Vid on this regard, but just shows how strong Zyblisk can be at level 1. They obviously win the race to level 2 and thus should have the wave control early on as we pan away from the bot lane a little bit and see towards this top lane. Oh, the hook is coming out.
Just as we pan away, B gets caught by the hook, will take a large chunk of damage, but should be able to heal himself up fairly well. I was going to talk about the top side because we were talking about how Emperor wins as we go later in the game. Right now, he's winning as we go early in the game as well. Has the push advantage into Nagia's Cassante, has the farm advantage as well, and unless Killer Queen makes his presence known in the top side right now, it's going to be a little while before Nagia gets up to picking up like a Balmy Cinder or anything that will really allow him to trade back effectively in this lane.
Yeah, that really worries me because usually Cassante should at least win these first 3 levels. I mean, now with it being post-nerf Cassante, he might just not even be able to do that one, and Emperor maybe just being stronger individually. Also, he's running TP Ignite into TP Ghost, so there's one small combat effectiveness that goes into his favor as well. As Nagia can pick up this huge wave under his turret, should be able to equalize the CS score, but losing a bit of map pressure, which can Emperor use right now to contest this. Cuddle Crab alone against Killer Queen, but Killer Queen has a smite and he doesn't, so that's very, very dangerous and might just be a waste of time for him.
Yeah, Killer Queen looks in and immediately Emperor knows there's no point trying to outsmite the Viego. Didn't actually have the smite up, but Emperor not really going to be able to know that one. I appreciate at least, you know, trying to get something cheeky off. Like, it's like, all right, cool, I've pushed in my lane, may as well look for the scuttle. And so Nagia with Killer Queen here, going to be able to push in this lane right now. Maybe look for an early reset.
Yeah, and him just showing there, of course, means Emperor knows he would get ganked if he extends to further, but it's just Killer Queen showing his presence that enables Nagia to push out this wave to have a bit more comfort in his laning phase. But now, as we see Glow in the mid lane, maybe even trying to get a little freeze, also at least a slow push for this wave, with the cannon minion being tanked a little bit to distract it from the minion wave itself, so it doesn't just quite get into the turret. But mid lane, not very eventful in general, right? Just a few CS being traded back and forth, Annie being slightly ahead right now, but this doesn't really mean anything. And DR1 on this tier start, already starting to stack up.
Yeah, Glory is going to be a little bit ahead in gold right now. Ooh, big trade actually been taken towards the mid lane. But Glory is able to leverage the first strike very well in this early lane stage, at least, as you say. DR1 does have the tier, but that doesn't give him infinite mana sustain. We'll be waiting for him to pick up the catalyst before we really see that start to manifest. Meanwhile, towards the bot side, Slader and Pallet have the advantage of things. Not really surprising, Xayah just much stronger than Zeri in the early levels.
Yeah, and it will just also get equalized by this push from Vid and be close to their own turret where they can just pick up those CS. And I think, considering this mid-lane matchup, that DR1 is quite happy with how it really played out. Both have to trade the TPs anyway, and he was already farming out
mid. Here comes the Tippers onto DR1. The flash is available. We'll be able to get him out of this one. Meanwhile, Pallet and DNK are now here towards the mid lane, and the Annie gets chunked out pretty low. Flash is still available. Will be able to extricate himself from that situation. A lot of stuff burned, but nothing really gained either side.
Nothing really good, just a summoner spell from tier 1 and not much else. And I was about to make a point about him being quite happy how it played out. Now not so happy anymore with him losing his flash to this gang skirmish. Not even
Yeah, a
Tibbers
little
being
awkward.
taken down. Yeah, a little awkward, yeah. Tibbers still being there. Could just be used also to push this wave up, but they don't need it anyway. They don't need any more mid lane priority, as they can just take this Drake. But DNK is ready to fight it.
SBTC are looking for it.
Realm
Out
Warp.
comes the Realm Warp. Tier 1 is now here. Killer Queen gonna look to finish this one off. The engage came
Wow.
through. It was actually picked up by Slader, who gets the first kill. First blood will be picked up by Pallet, and Team Wales are getting ripped apart in the river. DNK goes down. It will be picked up by Killer Queen. In fact, Killer Queen looking for more here towards the bot side, but there will not be anything to be found. Drake stolen by SBTC, and they get 3 kills.
And maybe they should have used this Tibbers to get ensure mid lane priority because the
Blade
was
Caller.
on the side of.
It was the Blade Caller.
Yeah, the Blade Caller stole the Drake. But that wasn't even the worst part.
Oh,
When the worst
no.
was this fight, where they can really just fight circles around Bit. He can't finish anybody. It's a 3-for-1 plus the Drake for SBTC. The harpoons are in. They are just hunting whales right now. And Slater off to a fantastic start. He's already the stronger mid-game AD carry, and him just now being so fed early on against Vid. More CS, 2 kills and an assist up. The first Drake also in their pocket. And Wales not really making any favors for
BNK.
themselves. And also Cassandra might just be caught. Oh, he just died.
He's just gone. He's just gone. Bye-bye, Nagia. DNK makes his way top and will hand that one to himself. I was about to say hand that one to... Glory is going to be caught out. Pallet does land the hook. Tibbers dropping down. There is still a flash available for Glory. He holds on to it, though. Much respect for the... Yeah, just having the nerve to go, I don't think I die here. Just hold on to that summoner spell. Willing to take a reset. It's a tiny bit awkward, tiny bit inconvenient, but won't really affect him that much.
I mean, he loses 90% of his HP by anyway, and him just staying cool and not flashing there just really shows some resilience on his side, and this might just be one of the better players that Team Wales did all game, as Killer Queen is around here for this Rift Herald, and no response in the direct sense for SBTC. Also, this top lane gank play where Cassandra died on the side of Nagia. The kill going over to DNK, not ideal, but they are of course happy to take a kill in general there, and just some more room to breathe for the side of Emperor, who in his own right is, even in CS, still had a very formidable laning phase as of now. And Killer Queen, with the first tangible win on the side of Team Wales side, gets this Rift Herald and might just be able to put a strong push to the top side together with the bot lane to get their first plate money off the game and get something on the map against SBTC.
It actually looks like Team Wales have caught SBTC unawares, because we saw Enper come back towards the top lane, spot out that Vit and B were here, back, and then go towards bot side so that Pallet and Slater could come up to catch this wave. Now, we could potentially see a swap back, as we do, Nagia going back towards the top lane, Vit and B going back towards the bot lane, and Team Wales are very much ahead on the rotations right now.
They absolutely are. They're just playing a bit hide and seek with SBTC, considering the side lane matchups, right? I mean, Emperor now has to lane against the bot lane again. Now he recalls, and he will probably... Yeah, also the bot lane and the top lane on their side is also recalling, so they just throw back and forth all the time.
It's musical chairs on the Rift here for game number 1. Team Wales dragging SBTC around the map. Right now, it is a slight gold advantage for SBTC. That's probably mostly gained from that somewhat botched fight around the first Drake going their way, but not that much to write home about. It's not going to affect the grand output or the grand outcome of the game. 90 seconds until the next Drake spawns onto the Rift. What are we expecting coming out in these next minute?
SBTC should now be back on track. I mean, they just now have this favorable bot lane matchup again, where their 2v2 lane actually face the enemy 2v2 lane, and they are far ahead on their own side. And now it's, both sides will just be very favorable for them. And this should just guarantee them bot priority and should net them the Drake eventually. However, maybe Team Wales just go for some pick on the side beforehand, as Killer Queen, in his own right, despite the game not being in a good state for Team Wales in general, is still very well farmed on the Viego, also very close to finish Steven Sandor, got their only kill of the game so far. But for the side of the SBTC, they can just now grab more platings, likely, with DNK covering this push, and Wales have to carry. They have to respect it. I mean, get hooked.
There is the hook coming forwards. The escape from B is cancelled, and he will be obliterated Frost bites. And that'll be a second kill onto DNK. Vit needs to be careful now as well. I think Pallet got through unnoticed. He's going to walk forwards. Power Fist into the hook. DNK will chase on forwards as well. Cleanse was used and will be followed up. The Ignite will not be enough to finish off Vit, but that is Team Wales' bot lane completely zoned out and should be a relatively free Drake for SBTC.
It definitely should be. As Emperor gets collapsed on it, he can turn one back. He
no!
One back. That's fine. They can.
How?
Who wins the race to first turret though? It's very important. Killer Queen is close to finishing it. Yeah, it's pretty one-sided actually.
He will just about get it.
I mean,
just about gets it.
Just about gets it. But I mean, SBTC is still happy with that one. It's a 1-for-1 trade on the top side. Their own proactive play on the bot side was a very clean executed dive to finish one kill and also almost kill the side.
Oh.
The top lane play, just too much turret shots, and also the needlework being very well aimed by the side of Emperor. Ignite also ticking down. It's 2 Drakes for them. They lose overall in the gold department, but it's just some standing gold. We'll likely claim that later on, as they get a 2 Drake lead. Still, it's Slater being very far ahead of Vid. And on the side of SBTC, they of course lose a kill on Emperor, but I mean, he in the bigger picture can't really complain too much.
Yeah, the thing I notice on the replay there, Nalgia obviously using the all out was trying to get himself out of tower range. He did not. So what they were trying to do was, juggle the tower aggro. Killer Queen picks it up so they can finish off the kill cleanly. Unfortunately, Nalgia doesn't get out of range in time. Takes 2 or 3 more tower hits than he was hoping to, and will end up falling. So not the cleanest of dive plays from Team Wales, but it will end up working out for them, as you say. They now hold the slight gold advantage, but SBTC not worried about it at all, already stacking up the Drakes nicely. We're on the Infernal Rift, which a little bit of extra burst damage, something Slater, something Emperor, Deer 1 are not going to be complaining about at all.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't really waste for the first turret as I was expecting initially. Went for the Drake instead, but there's still played money for this for 1 minute more left on the table for them. And they are still just committing to another bot lane push. No direct response from Team Wales as of now. And I'm kind of angry at Team Wales that this bot lane dive play early on happened. As if I can expect this to happen and see it happening, they should be too. And Glowy, he steps into it. The same thing again.
Hooked up, locked up, and taken down. Forces the TP from Nalgia as well. The Herald has been put down?
Has it? Where is it? I don't see
it's not in inventory anymore.
Why are you stepping in? That also not TP from Nalgia burned for him to just look at the wave here. I mean, of course, he can pick that one up, but not really much gain for the side of Team Wales over there. And the thing, right, if I see this play coming from a mile away, try it, then they should too. They are professional players.
Absolutely.
I expect more of those one. And he was thinking, play out. I mean, Glowy steps into it one. The free for this one dive was very, very obvious, and cannot really buy much time on this. Any pickup right now, TP comes out, but TP takes 4.5 seconds to complete. That's just too long.
I can only
also, if Cassante joins there, can they even kill anyone? Right? It's Cassante only against 3 people.
I doubt it.
What's the purpose of him?
Yeah, the teleport was basically there. I almost think like it was like an emotional support teleport. Nuggy is like, I got you, bro. Oh, you're already dead.
He just wants a wave and just pretends to help his
He just wants the wave. He's doing a good job right now in the farm department. Is 20 CS, 25 CS up on Emperor. Well, should be able to continue that advantage. Has the Jack Show picked up. SBTC not wanting to give away this Herald. The hook does land, but it is going to be Pallet who gets pulled back into the enemy team. Nalgia has already gone all out. He's going to look for the damage, look for the follow-up. Killer Queen is going to have to step away from this one. Glory goes golden for a moment. They're trying to continue going forwards. There's the double kill picked up for Killer Queen. Slater goes into the Feather Storm. A lot of damage, a lot of low health members on Team Wales, but no one can be finished up. That's a double kill picked up. Slater going forwards though. Nalgia not quite going down, comes out of the all-out and is just about tanky enough to survive that. Deer 1 able to root up Killer Queen. The chase is still coming. Knockup will come forwards. There is the kill picked up, the shutdown onto Slater. Deer 1 running for his life, but that will not mean a thing. Double kill for Vit, and Team Wales clean up in the mid lane.
And that was a full 5-4-0 ace in the delayed aspect of the game for Team Wales, and the Rift Herald sadly reset for them. But either way, SBTC get absolutely nothing in this fight. At the hook, initially lands onto Nagia, not the target we really want to.
The one person.
Pulled out. Yeah, it's 3k gold down. And now also, Blitzcrank, Colette just doesn't really find any impact. Very good. Comeback hook for the side of Killer Queen as he turns to be Blitzcrank. Emperor's missile zone, of course, creates some space, but ultimately not enough. A huge stun now again on Slater, and he just gets to keep hitting, but he doesn't really kill anyone, just kind of biting his teeth out on this tankiness on the side of Team Wales. And here he tries his best to kill Nagia, but even with Gale Force, Blade Caller, everything committed, he can't kill him, and they just get run down over and over again. Killer Queen with another Heartbreaker coming out, and he just tanked all the spells, but he then B with the next engage on the Rakan, yeah, gets to get his girlfriend killed by the side of Zeri, and a double kill for the side of Vid. And like this, huge comeback for the side of Team Wales for sure.
And we are coming out of the replay into a pause here, it would seem. That's intriguing. One thing I want to note, just a fun little thing. I think Slater would have killed. I think Slater would have killed Nagia in that play. The all-out ended just as Slater went all in. Like, just as Slater committed to the Blade Caller, all out ended, which meant the resists that Nagia lost suddenly came back. And unfortunately for him, meant that was not going to be enough to finish off the Cassante. Now, kill score evened out. Team Wales have a 2k gold lead, and Rift Herald is still on the map because, well, it was not did not end up being taken. But now it's I gotta worry. That's a 4-0. That's a 4-0 Killer Queen right here. You know, the guy that I was talking about in the pregame as the person you need to be scared of. Oop, Glory has to flash away from. I'm not actually sure if that hook would have landed, but the reflex flash is a skill that you should learn whenever playing against a Blitzcrank.
Yeah, maybe even the panic flash, and also just maybe better than safe than sorry. You just now got a gold lead donated to you. And speaking of the Killer Queen point, I mean, 3 bans against him, arguably 2 bans against him from his own team. The pick away Sejuani, and she just gets to pick Vego and absolutely dominate in every aspect of the game with it. He was a better Blitzcrank and Sejuani at the enemy players. This is what one of our casters said in the chat. This is what I want to highlight right there. And now the Herald Push comes through. Killer Queen is so fed on this pick. He's also very, very safe, right? He has Mercs, he has the Hexblinker, he has Divine Sundover, Sustain, and still deals a truckload of damage. He just can do whatever he wants. And on the side of SBTC, I mean, they didn't really make much of the lead and just kind of got rolled in this fight. And I think this just shouldn't happen. I'm still kind of baffled that Team Wales can just out-teamfight a team like them at this point.
Well, they do out-teamfight them. They did, and right now, Team Wales are going to look to convert their newfound advantage into an objective. They will claim their first Drake. So, Dragon stacking has been considerably slowed for the side of SBTC. We won't see a soul any earlier than 27.5 minutes. And of course, we do need to start worrying about Baron coming out 2.5 minutes time with Killer Queen and Vit present. That's going to disappear quite quickly if Team Wales go for it.
And I kind of feel bad for SBTC because this Drake stack win condition was like this one thing that was, even despite the recent losses, still going well for them. And now Team Wales even took that from them, right? Just getting one Drake for themselves, 5-minute mode to scale on their side to really fight everything on their terms. Galatasaray scaling in general is something that SBTC can live with, especially with Emperor in the side lane. At some point, shouldn't be able to be matched by anyone. I think at the current point, I mean, Killer Queen is the one that's really looking to be looked out for, as he is the strongest duelist in the game. But in general, Team Wales very happy with taking this Drake so far, and Baron spawning in 2 minutes should not be something that they can just take on easily. But maybe with the Shilpo Zeri, with Dion Sandovan and Vego, they could at least like maybe do a Baron bait and then look for the fight, and then they would be able to maybe win another team fight around this area. Yeah,
tales old as time. And this extra, the extra 5 minutes that Team Wales have bought themselves until Soul is on the table means that we are that much closer to seeing Vit hit that 3-item point, at which point that's the true form of Zeri, when she's actually fully online, fully ready to take over team fights, fully ready to take over the game.
Oh, Emperor?
You see many members of Team Wales already making their way towards the bot side. Emperor is going to try and outplay this one, but the all-out from Nagia will take that one down. The aggro juggling is good. Nagia will be able to survive this time around, and we'll be able to take down that turret as well. However, across the map, DNK and DR1 will look to take this inner turret. I think Glory can stop them.
Yeah, Chloe should be able to stop them easily, even without Timbers at least. Like, thinning out this wave or just delaying it enough for the side of Team Wales to really push down their outer turret push even further. And the wave's just gone. Glory just looks at it funny, use Incinerate, Disintegrate. The wave really diving easily. And speaking of diving easily, Emperor gets dove in this replay as we see right now. Just great ended from Markan. When the Gwen is CC'd, she can't just use her Omnivem to really heal back up. So it's just an easy snack for the side of Killer Queen to just kill her with all the execute damage the Heartbreaker really contains, and just to pick up for them as long as the turret and the kill itself.
I think Nagia was trying to do the all-out thing again to try and get himself out of tower range. Again, he fails to get out of tower range, was still tanking it, was able to survive this time around. He is now a very tanky boy. So,
that's the thing.
While the
they did the same mistake again, but now they are so fat it doesn't matter that they misplayed it.
Yeah, it's like he's got an item and a half now. He's got more than enough health to blunder a couple of tower hits and not worry about it all that much. But yeah, things looking good for Team Wales right now. Got a 2.5k gold advantage. They have the kill lead. They have the tower lead. Baron is now available on the map, and Nagia seems confident enough to actually try and take Emperor in a 1v1.
Yeah, now he's also a level ahead, can fight him in the minion wave of the enemy team even. Just now, he doesn't really fear the Gwen all too much. She would have the ultimate up, but so it would not be that easy for Cassandra to play. But still, something that Team Wales can work with right now is the next wave would spawn in less than 90 seconds. And that, of course, something that Team Wales have their eyes set on. A few more minutes also for the Word of Angels from Glory to complete, and the one from DR1 as well, as he's going for the double scaling option against the single scaling option on Glory's side. But I think Team Wales is still very happy with how the game progresses. They are now firmly in the lead with a bit more than 2,000. Not like an absolutely game-breaking lead in general, but for a team that can play this coordinated style. And this is what I addressed earlier. They can just start this Baron, probably not finish it, but at least see what would the reaction from SBTC Esports really be.
I was interested if they were going to try and two-man it. Nope, the Trinket Ward will drop down. And immediately Team Wales will extricate themselves from there and instead look to find other advantages. As you said, they are not in a dominating position, but they have control over the tempo of the game, and that's exactly where Team Wales want to be. It means that they can slow the pace down just a little bit, hold on until we hit that 3-item power spike from Bit, until we hit that completed rower for Glory, and then we are looking very good to find more team fights going forward. Nagia as well has already completed the Force of Nature.
Yeah, no, it's Nagia just going back to the top lane. He has the P up, would maybe be ready to use it in case the Drake would be contested, but as of right now, it is just Killer Queen soloing the Drake with nobody else being around. He's already on it and no direct reaction from the SBTC, so they kind of just watch Team Wales as they pick up the next Drake and just, gain small bunches. Yeah, they kind of watch them do it, but also don't watch them do it as they don't really have vision out of it. Yeah, it's just no chance to contest it. Kind of reminds me of what Box did in the game 1 against Garm, where they Killer Queen, why are you there?
Oh, Killer Queen gets caught out. Heartbreaker over the wall. Slater's going to chase that one down and shut him down. That was looking great for Team Wales.
Why?
Killer
Why
Queen
didn't
is able to
go southeast.
Why not go bot?
Yeah,
why not go bot lane?
Go, but then if you die, you at least have them far away from Baron. Now it's actually 5 versus 4 of Jungler not being alive on the side of Wales. SBTC may be in position to go towards the Baron, but they aren't that decisively looking for it. I mean, taking up the Baron against a team that is ahead of you might just be a dangerous move, but they still say thank you to a huge shutdown that got delivered to them.
B was looking for pallet, but he's actually got the Everfrost, was able to deny the engage Glory. Gonna try and chase forwards. The knockup will come through this time around. That robot is not running no more. Fight starting in earnest, though. Nagia is now the one taking a grand amount of hurt. Glory dropping low, gets taken down. DK will pick that one up, and down will drop. Slater is opening up, has to fall back now, though. The damage coming through from Vit is a little bit too much to handle. Ends up being a 2-for-1 in favor of SBTC towards the top side, however.
And that was so unnecessary again. I mean, they were fighting without Killer Queen. Slater very, very close to just killing absolutely everyone right there. The HP bar dropping quite low, and here they chase into Palette. TPs from both teams coming out, and they can focus down Palette, but at what cost? It was ultimately them just falling prey to the re-engage coming out from SBTC, and then just chasing into the feathers of Slater, really, where he can get shine just right now with the Featherstorm coming out with the Blade Caller as a combination, and Vit can't really teamfight into them as much, so it will just be them dropping low to all the damage being done by Zeri and the Timbers mostly. but ultimately, SBTC, after a game that was very rough for them, now only 600 gold down. That means absolutely nothing in the 25th minute of the game, even on the Drake score as well, and now we get a very close game on our hands.
Yeah, they've clawed themselves all the way back to parity at this point. We've got 3 minutes until the next Drake comes up. Baron is on the table. Team Wales do have general vision control right now. They are going to try and deny as much of it as possible to SBTC. Nagia having to finagle a little bit just to try and get that control ward that's on the Baron, but will end up surviving for now. And it feels like we're now just jostling for positioning in the river, trying to make sure that you have vision control. In fact, Team Wales may instead look to call the bluff of SBTC. We see Emperor is bot side right now. Would be, if they could force the TP, that would be more than enough.
Yeah, would probably be the reaction from Emperor at some point, or maybe SE just tries to stop it with the 4-man squad against the 5 members from the
There is the TP.
Here's the TP coming out.
But looking for the angle forwards. Tibbers gets dropped. It looks like Team Wales are going to fall back from this. Tibbers is used just to disengage the fight. SBTC might look for a catch. Nope, they're just going to go in towards the mid lane. Hope to get there first. They should be able to claim the mid lane tower while Team Wales is making their way across. The hook lands. The catch onto B, and he is absolutely detonated. Nagia is now in the front line, goes all out, but will be taken out. SBTC take down the tower, take down 2, and now can turn back towards the Baron themselves.
And that's just Team Wales not respecting the Blitzcrank pick enough and just getting hooked by it, immediately dropping 2 picks and also 2 turrets on the play before. SBTC was happy with this play even without those picks, and they just can now go for this Baron. Jungler still alive, Killer Queen is in the vicinity of this Baron, but he could easily get zoned out here, and any ensuing fight would be favored for SBTC Esports in the 5 versus 3, and Killer Queen might just get caught out anyway.
My dear, he's on the run. Emperor is chasing, however. This Gwen quite eager to take down her creator, but it was Isolde. Gotta remember the law. Her creator's husband, who has gone insane. We'll see this again. B detonated.
Yeah, absolutely on fire. I was really playing this one out. It was already a good fight for SBTC Esports either way, or I say fire just mean the sequence with Emperor getting the T2 turret on the bot lane, then TPing up for this Baron. Attempt from Team Wales, they just kill Tibbers, immediately get Wales to back off and also get the tier 1 in the mid lane as well, the most important turret considering the overall map control, and that was enough for SBTC. But Pellet just made it even better for them, getting this huge pick on towards B, immediately killing him, and then Cassandra also falling in the prolonged battle. So just also a Baron on top for SBTC, and now they all of a sudden more than 3k gold ahead. It means more than nothing for sure, and they can now get more vision in this Drake area and look to go towards Soul Point very, very soon.
That they can. Dragon coming up in 10 seconds time. SBTC with Baron empowered minions will get mid lane prio. Obviously it's going to take Team Wales a little while to clear that one out. There's very little vision towards the bot side apart from the remains of the Rift Scuttler, and SBTC open shut case will be able to take this one down. Team Wales not going to contest it. So 5 minutes on the clock for a potential Infernal Soul for SBTC, and they are leveraging their control very nicely.
Oh, Nagia!
Oh no, Nagia! Lack of vision towards the bot side. Thankfully, the Glacial Prison does not land. The hook does not land either. Ghost, Nagia actually potentially looking for a re-engage. The Permafrost will put paid to that, however. Good escape. Perhaps chomping at the bit a little bit too much to try and re-engage.
Yeah, and like the goal difference graph here, it kind of just shows how Team Wales really dropped the ball in the mid game, kind of just let SE back in when they really shouldn't have. We have seen this moment where Killer Queen was just soloing the Drake and then just donating the shutdown towards Slater, and that was kind of where it all fell apart for Team Wales. They were very firmly in control of the game, despite some draft issues I addressed earlier when we were talking about that one, and now Slater is absolutely monster fed in this game. They are on Soul Point. Baron's still up for 30 seconds, so I can use that to at least get a bit more of a shaft going on. Probably not more turrets to be taken, but a lot of standing goals taken in general for SBTC Esports in the last few minutes, so they are now definitely in control of this game. Glory with the flash timber.
Glory going forwards, finds Enper and will destroy him. Slater getting caught out. It's a little bit of marital strife as B will find the engage. Slater is able to get away with the ghost. Nagia also looking for the angle, ends up getting hooked, but the all out will pull Pallet back. The engage follows up. Nagia will take that one down. B dropping low, will die to the ignite. Nagia dropping very low. Slater now able to open up. Vit is on the run. The spark rush will not save him. The Killer Queen will drop as well. Vit still trying to play this one back. DNK dropping low. Slater still trying to play it. Glory dropping again with the blade caller. Slater will pick up another 2 kills, and that will be the ace for SBTC.
And a quadra kill from Slater, absolute insane teamwork. It looked absolutely doomed for SBTC initially, as there was such an explosive engage coming through with his flash timbers, immediately killing up Emper, who also usually deals a lot of the damage on the side of SBTC in general, and they might just be able to win the game. Yeah, TP on the way.
3 seconds, B has just come back up. We're still waiting. 10 seconds on Killer Queen. 10 seconds on Nagia. First Nexus turret will drop down. B goes golden. Going to try and buy as much time as possible. They're trying to make this game continue. Second Nexus turret will drop. Killer Queen coming in. Nagia coming in. The engage comes forward. Killer Queen already dropped low. Nagia very, very tanky, but he's not able to stop it. He is not able to stop them. And SBTC Esports, despite a back and